What happens in 4 days?
4 days is when there's going to be a sequester that kicks in.
Oh my God.
Automatic cuts. They're taking a meat cleaver to the budget of the United States. It's going to be messy, Steve. It's not going to be good.
Okay, so $85 million in just...
Boom, bing, bang, bang.
Yeah,
Across
indiscriminate cuts.
Across the board. The worst way to do cuts.
Yeah, defense side and on the domestic spending side.
Spending, sure.
All right, so people talk about this all the time right now. Obama is on the campaign trail just begging Congress to come together on some kind of agreement. And he's talked to the governors of all the states and said, hey, you know, pressure your senators, let's get this deal done. If this doesn't happen, we're going to have millions of people out of work, you know, hundreds of teachers and policemen and firefighters in every single city out of work, disaster on top of disaster. What do you think is going to actually happen?
What do I think is going to actually happen? Oh boy. You know, I've been wrong up every step of the way on the sequester. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, I thought they would come to a deal, but it doesn't look like they're going to come to a deal. It looks like they're going to actually let the sequester happen, right? Doesn't it? What do you see?
There's absolutely no way the sequester happens.
People are saying that it's gonna.
It's not going to happen.
I don't know. I'm not smart enough to know.
There is no way that they're going to cut from defense.
Oh, okay.
Here's what they're going to do. They're going to do some fake cuts on defense. Okay, they're going to say, all right, we're gonna cut this little program over here, and then they'll authorize new spending on defense a little bit later to make up for it. So like it's a little wink and a nod kind of deal.
So like the way they used to do the war when Bush was president, they would keep it off the books.
Exactly.
So they would still spend all that money, but it's just not in the. So you're saying they're going to do another one of those?
They're going to do one of those.
That sounds like that's probably what they're going to do.
And what they're going to do is
let's mark this down.
Yeah.
Today's
so
prediction.
But they will cut from the social programs.
Social programs they'll cut.
They'll cut from the social programs, and I guarantee you they will cut from Social Security and or Medicare.
Yes. Because if you say something over and over and over again, it becomes true, right? People just have just absorbed that Social Security and Medicare are bankrupt and they're bankrupting our country, even though they're not, right? Correct? They're not bankrupting us.
Not.
Social Security, as we all know, doesn't add 1 penny to the deficit, zero, right? In fact, it's been funding the government. They've been raiding this Social Security lockbox, and then
everyone made fun of Gore.
He was right.
Yeah, and I'm like, damn it. In fact, I was one of those people. I was like, why does he keep saying that lockbox?
Right.
But now I wish we had put that money into a lockbox because that money is now gone.
Yes.
That money is gone now. But it's not Social Security's problem.
No,
it's the fact that
federal government's problem because they took Social Security money and gave it to defense contractors for a war we didn't need.
And the Bush tax cuts, which are now the Obama tax cuts.
Right, right.
Yeah. So here's my prediction on what's going to happen. They will make a fake cut to the defense budget, which they'll reauthorize more spending later. They will cut Social Security. They'll cut Medicare. Or at least one of those. And they'll cut spending programs. And then the markets will rally, and everyone's going to backslap and say, see, we got this deal done. Stock prices will go up. It's going to create a new bubble. And one day pretty soon, it'll come crashing down. And guess who's going to pay for it?
Right. And then
taxpayers.
They're going to have to cut more from Social Security and Medicare to pay for the last bubble.
That's exactly right. I mean, this game is so obvious.
So
it's so obvious.
I know what we've said. I've said it on this show before. I'm sure it's been said plenty, and we make the case. But again, I think it bears repeating that the problem with Medicare isn't Medicare. In fact, Medicare is a better system than all the other ones we've invented in America. Medicare actually has a lower operating budget cost than all the other insurance programs. The problem with Medicare is healthcare costs. And there's a great article in Time magazine. It explains about healthcare costs. And so it's funny that they keep and people are starting to, they've internalized it now. I mean, that's the power of propaganda, right? That's hegemony when people start to internalize the ruling class's values. And the fact is that every other industrialized country can not only provide healthcare to their senior citizens, but they can provide it to every citizen, no matter who they are, right? No matter what you need. But America, somehow we can't afford to give health care to just people over 65 years old. We don't have the money. Whenever someone says that, say why? We don't have the money? Why don't we have the money?
Well, it doesn't really even matter because it's not as if cutting Medicare is going to save anyone any money. If you think that if we cut Medicare, that all of a sudden we're going to save your tax dollars, you are on crack. You don't understand how life works.